pagans made themselves unclean. Those pagans who lived in the land before you and whom the Lord is driving out so that you can go in. Their actions made the land unclean.
Their actions make the land unclean.
And so the Lord is punishing the land and making it to reject the people who live there.
So the Lord is So the Lord is punishing not just the people, but punishing the what? The land. Please mark the Bible. Leviticus chapter 20 verse 13. Alright, can we see King James very quickly? And which translation do you say you have? New Living. Read this for us. Leviticus chapter 20 verse 7. If a man also lie with mankind as he lied with a woman, both of them have what? An abomination. This is important because the fact that you were lured into it or you were seduced into it does not excuse you from the sanction or the penalty. The Bible says both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be what?
Put to death.
And I will explain what this means in the context of New Testament grace dispensation and in our relationship with God. Please hear me and flow with me. It says, they shall surely be put to death, their blood shall be upon them. That talks about a generational implication we'll explain. Yes.
If a man practices homosexuality, having sex with another man, as with a woman, both men have committed a detestable act. They must be put to death. They are guilty of a capital offense.
Because they are guilty of a capital offense. How many of you follow the news about what's happening in Uganda? About the law on homosexuality. How many of you? Come on, let's listen to news. When you read the Bible, listen to news also. Alright, it's very important. Now, I'll talk about it later. Now, let's go to the New Testament. Romans chapter 1, quickly. From verse 28. Are we following? Romans chapter 1, 24 to 28. Deacon Everest. And I think we should get ready to read our translation. That looks good. Romans chapter 1, 24 to 28. Do I read? I can read from here. Are you fine? Okay, that's fine. Okay, you read your translation first, Romans, quickly, so that we can save time.
So God abandoned them to do whatever shameful things their hearts desires.
And so God abandoned them, follow this, to do whatsoever shameful things their heart desires.
As a result,
they
did vile and degrading things. With each other's bodies. They traded the truth about God for a lie. So they worshipped and served the things God created instead of the Creator Himself.
Continue.
Who is worthy of eternal praise.
Yes.
That is why God abandoned them to their shameful desires.
Okay.
Even the women turned against the natural way to have sex.
The women turned against the natural way to have sex.
And instead indulged in sex with each other. And the men, instead of having normal sexual relations with women, bond with lust for each other.
The Bible calls it lust. Mark that word because it's going to come back later when we are talking about how it starts in order to separate truth from falsehood as to whether these things have some other causative factors. They bond with lust, and the Bible says, and they began to desire sexual relationship one with another. Mark the Bible, yes?
Men did shameful things with other men.
And
as a result of this sin,
and end of verse 28, as a result of this sin,
they suffered within themselves. The penalty they deserved. Since they thought it foolish to acknowledge God.
No, let's stop there. Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 9. Finally, I'm not going to be reading further scriptures. We'll just ride with this. All the others we can quote. 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 9. Open it also, Brother Simeon. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit. Mark the Bible. I didn't write it. Neither did you write it. Know ye not. This is New Testament. By Apostle Paul, the apostle of grace. By Apostle Paul, the apostle to the Gentile world. By Apostle Paul, the one that wrote to 10 entire New Testament. Hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Certain things, when you come before the law court and they say this is the law, argument cease. Yeah, I didn't know. Maybe I just came from Nigeria. I don't know that I can't drive above 70 miles per hour. It is not acceptable. John chapter 15 verse 22. If I had not told them, they had not had sin. But now that they know, there is no cloak, there is no cover, there is no excuse, there is no escape for a breach of the requirement. He says, know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of God? Be not deceived. Why is that important? Because there's a lot of deception going on. There's a lot of deception going on. People assume a lot of things. People infer a lot of things. How do you start inferring? In law, there's what we call the express mention of one thing is to the exclusion of all others. When a thing is not subject to debate, you can't debate it. When you hear the conclusion of the whole matter, it's not subject to reason. It's gone beyond the purview of people sitting down to tell you what they think. You only have the right to think when there is room to think. There's no room to think. Unfortunately, the person talking about is the final judge. He's not seeking anybody's thought. And the number of people doing it, not doing it, does not reduce the efficacy of the word. Am I communicating this morning? He said, be not deceived, because many people are deceived. Many people are deceived because anybody can say something that makes you feel good. That you feel good and accept somebody's opinion does not validate or authenticate that statement to be true. So he says, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate. If you get from here, when he talks about the effeminate and talks about the abusers of themselves in mankind, the New Translation talks about the homosexuals. The Bible says, look at this, know ye not that the unrighteous shall not. Somebody says, how are you sure? Well, I don't want to wait till that day and realize it's too late. Shall not. Can you read?
Don't you realize that those who do wrong will not inherit the kingdom of God? Don't fool yourselves. Those who indulge in sexual sin, or worship idols, or commit adultery, or are male prostitutes, or practice homosexuality, or are thieves, or greedy people.
No, you can stop there. That's what we needed to. Can you give me the next slide? This is not responding. Now, what are the causative factors? What makes somebody become homosexual? I will start with this brief one, and at the end I will put it together because I say much more down the line very quickly. Now, I believe first and foremost that it is spiritual, and I will explain myself. I believe it is spiritual because the Bible makes us know from the beginning, from the garden, that there's been a war declared between God's purpose and Satan's counsel, and Satan's purpose. There's been a fallen angel by the name of Lucifer, whose only intention upon the earth is to make sure he makes a mockery of God's plan. Please flow with me. Amen. God's plan was instituted, as it were, to create a purpose on the earth. And that God has said, there are so many scriptures that runs through my mind. Genesis chapter 12, 1-4. God picked a man, just like he picked the first family he created. God's plan is to bless the earth and to occasion his counsel on the earth through family institutions. That is why the advance of secular humanism and Satanism, their biggest attack has always been against the family institution. Because whether we admit it or not, there are even sociological studies and factual evidences to prove that every time the family institution is messed up, trust me, things don't always add up like normal.
Yeah, that's true.
It doesn't always add up like normal. People now have to be put to extra effort to make happen or prevent some things that ought not to be. If you go back and study, just take note of the scriptures. Malachi chapter 4, the last two verses, that should be verse 4 and 5 or verse 5 and 6. The very last two verses of the Old Testament. And you go back and study Malachi, the same Malachi chapter 2, verse 15. And many other scriptures, both in the Old and in the New. You discover that God's reason for the family is to be able to bring his purpose to bear on the earth. Satan knows he can't attack God. So Satan comes in creepily, comes in undercover in order to mess up God's program. And in doing that, he has always done it by trying to pit man against God's agenda and God's plan. Over the years, the plan of the enemy has always been to project man to the degree where man sees himself as opposed to God. That's it. That's the beginning. I've said this before. That's the beginning of secular humanism, occultism, and all the deviant religious, social, sexual practices. It's always about trying to make man to go contrary to God. Please flow with me. And one of the many ways he has done it is through all these tendencies. Because when I run through the list of the implications very soon as I get ready to round up not too long, you will see why it is so. So right from the Old Testament, he has done everything to spoil. The first thing he did was to raise the first family against themselves. Got a brother to kill the brother. You know? The next thing he did, the next good family, Noah, caused the family situation to be messed up. And what was that? You remember how the daughters of Noah slept with their father. The next thing, he even came to Abraham. God had a plan. He brought in a substitute. And the substitute was Ishmael. I call it Ismail. He's smelling. He brought in that dimension to mess up. Watch. If you listen, here's the way I define it. Everywhere you see a pattern, that's not an accident, that's an intelligent design. Does that make sense? Anywhere you see a pattern, that's not an accident. That's a what? An intelligent design. Every family, go check it out in the Bible, that God has ever wanted to do something with. Satan tries to come and attack because he knows that the family institution is God's first and best gift to mankind. I repeat, the first and the best gift to mankind. So he will do any and everything to mess it up. Because trust me, trust the word of God. The moment the family does not add up, you don't need to look too far. Look at the statistics as learned people, and it tells you the results. The moment the family institution is messed up, many things suffer. Many things suffer. Beyond your wildest dream, they suffer. So Satan knows this, and that's why he brings in all these tendencies. He brought it in Sodom and Gomorrah as far back as in the days of Abraham. The practice of this was already very strong. Is that not true? Yes. You know, there were already people who were practicing homosexuality. You remember that? No, go back and read it. This is a story. Some men came one evening, and visited Lot in his house. And Lot took them in. He understood the nature of the city. In the evening, the perversion had become so serious. They came and knocked on his door and said, some men that we have never known sexually have visited you today. These men are new, are fresh. In the university in those days, when there used to be a practice where young ladies come into campus, they call it Jambite Rush. Before they settle, all the boys on campus want to quickly collect them and sweep them off their feet. So when a new person enters, it's just like, even in church, when there are 10 young men looking for a lady, if a nice new lady comes into church, everybody start watching who's going to go first. The moment this man came into town, the people came and knocked on the door of Lord and said, listen, that man or those men that came, we must sleep with them today. And Lord said, please, don't sleep with these men. They are my visitors. If you are so desperate for sex, can I release my daughters and you can rape them in the street? And the men said, no, we don't sleep with women, we sleep with men. So the issue of homosexuality has been on, and God said, no. If it has come to this stage, this city should not survive and cannot survive. Can I announce to you that God's standard still has not changed? Yes. God's standard still has not changed. His mercy may postpone judgment. But judgment, you can't escape from. That's why I wanted you to read those scriptures. There are many ways God shows his hand. You know, I told somebody I was going to preach. They said, you want to preach that in America? I hope they will not arrest you.
For what?
Now, if they just arrest me, let them put me on CNN so that I can preach it to the whole world.
Yeah.
On a very sincere note. Hallelujah. The point is, at the end of the day, somebody needs to let me know whether what I'm saying is the truth or it is wrong. Thank God I understand freedom of speech.
Amen.
So long as I didn't mention your name, listen to me. So I believe there's a spiritual dimension to it. Am I communicating right now?
Yeah.
It's spiritual. Essentially spiritual. Trust me. It is spiritual. Whether you call it psychosomatic, it's psychological, it's sociological, it's physiological, it's biological, or all the logicals. Yeah. It is spiritual. Yeah. There is a devil who is active, who is working to do any and everything to mess up God's plan. Yeah. Bible says God created everything. He looked and said everything was perfect. Yeah. The marriage institution was meant to be perfect. It's the imperfection of the fallen nature, the access point of the enemy that creates room for all of these manipulations and operations that the enemy is doing. Of course, from the spiritual, it becomes mental. There is always a mental distortion. I'll share with you what some psychiatrists said along the line. It is a mental distortion. It's an aberration. We'll get there. Of course, some other causative factors are physical. A young man spoke to me one day and said, I developed homosexual tendencies when I was abused as a young boy. You know, he was raped. A man raped him as a boy. He said, from that moment, a spirit entered him. He said he realized that from that moment, he had no sexual desire or drive towards females. He had rather sexual drive towards the male factors. The truth of the matter is that it can be physically, induced also. All right, let's look at the implications very quickly as I run. I know my time is fast spent. I'll summarize it so that we can close. Now, what are the implications? There are so many. Number one, it distorts God's concept of sexual relation and marriage. It's a distortion. The Bible is very clear. In Mark chapter 10, verse 6 and 7, can somebody read? Let's read these two scriptures, permit me. This is the only place you have more scriptures, no more scriptures, all right? In Genesis chapter 1, verse 28 to 29, I'll tell you what's there, but somebody read Mark 10, 6, 7, another person, Genesis chapter 19, verse 24 to 25. I spoke about it, but I want us to say it. In Genesis 1, 28 to 29, the Bible says, he made them male and female, and did what? And blessed them, and commanded them to be fruitful and multiply. Till tomorrow. That's the only legitimate way to multiply. Hallelujah. Every time, gay couples or homosexual couples want to have a child, they either go through surrogacy or they adopt. Why do they want a child? They either do it that way. For those who want children, some of them don't really want children because the real motivation for pursuing the agenda is not for family institution. All of that is just some of the little addition to create a picture. After all, we to maintain nice family. Read my lips. 2 men is not the same thing as 2 women raising a child. And it can never be. No matter how hard you try. It doesn't matter how good I am. I can't be a woman. I can't play the role of my wife. God can help me to cover up to the best of my ability, but it's not the same thing. So Mark chapter 10, who's reading? 6 to 7. Anybody found it?
But God made them male and female.
But God made them, God, New Testament, God made them male and female. Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. Amen. It's Adam and Eve. Amen. Made them male and female, yes?
From the beginning.